they're going to have to find some more, drawing storylines. Just like I think I told you a couple weeks ago, I just turned it on for, is it Raw or SmackDown? Friday SmackDown, and I couldn't watch it for probably more than 10 minutes. It's just, I don't know, it's just really getting to be unwatchable.
Oh.
They telegraph, the cameos, they telegraph the match interruptions. It's just probably just as bad as it's ever been, in my opinion. It should be interesting, too, because I know, for the next few pay-per-views, they're actually switching to Peacock pretty soon.
Yeah.
I'll be curious to see how that's going to work out.
Yep. That is going to be interesting. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking through, and he is not on here. Nope. So.
Yeah, I didn't think he was in there. The other thing too, I was going to say when you mentioned Christian coming in, I almost thought that was going to be like a heel moment. Like
yep.
He was going to try to break that up, and then him and Edge were going to have a match at WrestleMania or something.
Yeah, I think that that would have been good. But yeah, going off of the list of wrestlers, it looks like very few of them are under the age of 30. Yeah.
Riddles.
Otis.
Riddles probably 9. Right?
And Dominic Mysterio. Riddle's 35, I think.
Is he?
Yeah. But, so people in here that I would have liked to have seen win it. I don't like Sami Zayn, but that would have been fresh. Shinsuke already won one before. Xavier Woods winning would have been interesting. No way it would have happened, though. Big E would have been a good pick.
Hey, that would have been fresh, yeah. There's a guy that they're just kind of let die out, I think. They're really not putting him over.
Right, not at all. Damian Priest.
Yep. Aleister Black.
Yeah, he wasn't in this at all either. I don't know why Aleister Black wasn't involved. Murphy.
You just go down the original NXT list. They're blowing it left and right as to who could have won it.
Seriously, if you look at all of the people that have come out of NXT, great, and then went to the main roster, and creative just killed them. Right off the bat, I think of I just watched Raw today, and I think of Retribution, and you got Dominic Dijakovic, who could have just been a monster, but they've got him in this comedy role, which it's not meant to be comedy, but it's just so goofy with their face masks and all that. It's just hard to take them serious.
Right. Yep.
But anyways, yeah, so Bianca Belair winning the Women's Royal Rumble. Awesome. Edge winning the men's. Not a fan. Next is going to be the Elimination Chamber. They announced who's going to be in that match, and Drew McIntyre has to defend his championship in the Elimination Chamber. That will be Sunday.
A week from Sunday, right?
Yeah, a week from Sunday.
21st, right?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Looking forward to that. But let's shift our focus now. Let's go back to what we really know, and that is football.
Indeed.
Did you watch this Super Bowl?
I did.
Did you want to turn it off?
I really did, yeah.
It was hard to watch.
It was. It was literally almost unwatchable. All you really had to see were the bad plays to see how bad it was going.
So, taking the whole not liking Tom Brady out of it, I'm going to try and be as objective as possible.
Right. Well, surprisingly, I actually went against the grain, and I did pick Tampa Bay early on. I know we didn't have an episode documenting it, but
yeah, your Facebook status said so, and I'm very disappointed in you, Daniel.
Yeah, I kind of how
I'm just.
I thought it was going to go. Not so much my bias on that one.
I'm just kidding. So, a couple things to note, and the first one is Pat Mahomes came into the game injured, had a toe issue, but don't let anyone try and use that as an excuse. He was magnificent, running all over the field, making the craziest throws. Christine, my wife, we were on the couch watching it. I made my favorite Nashville hot chicken wings and some pizza sticks. Had some 3D Doritos. We were all excited to watch the Super Bowl. Pat Mahomes looked inhuman. He just 30-yard throw midair while laying out flat, just crazy. Now, the reason he had to do that is because two of his offensive linemen just weren't able to play.
Right, yeah.
So he was running for his life the entire game. And that defense just came prepared, and it looked like the Chiefs did not. Buccaneers won 31-9. The big story that a lot of people have, and it's the same issue that I'm going to bring up now, is I'm not saying that this is the reason that the Buccaneers won, but there were just way too many ticky-tacky flags thrown against the Chiefs. And regardless of who they were against, throwing as many flags that they did, it really stopped any momentum in the game and made it not fun. There was no poetry. There was no energy to the game. It was play, stopped. Play, stopped. Play, stopped. It just really ruined the flow of the game. And honestly, I think that the referees did a terrible job with the calls. There were bogus pass interference calls. There were pass interference calls that should have been called that weren't. The referees really handled this game poorly.
I saw that a lot too. I mean, I think it was it one of the touchdown drives where they threw the holding call, and didn't even really look like a holding call,
So on the interception, who was it that got that interception? The first one, was it Winfield? Yeah. On his interception, Tyreek Hill was hit before the ball got to him and then bounced off his chest. That should have been pass interference. It was then intercepted, and there was a flag thrown for a phantom hold. That one just blew my mind. Also, terrible coaching, really. There were absolutely no adjustments made. I'm sorry, if my offensive line isn't blocking and it's the third quarter and I'm down by 16 points or whatever it was, I'm not running the ball. So I'm going to line up with a running back, and I'm going to try and bring in a fullback, and I'm going to use them to block. Because that defense is getting way too much pressure. Maybe take a tight end, motion him into the backfield, not Kelsey, because you need him to catch, which even he had some really bad drops. That killed a lot of momentum.
When you figure, though, that was pretty telegraphed early on. Mahomes was throwing to Kelsey pretty much all season. So if they didn't see that in the film and, modify their game plan to that, there you go. That was a huge shutdown right there.
He tried not to in the beginning. You could tell that their game plan going in was to not use Kelsey if they didn't need to. But Hardman was playing like shit. Sammy Watkins, just his hands weren't so good. Tyreek Hill had some bad drops. So they really didn't rely on Kelsey until the game started getting away from them, and then they had to go to that. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had some nice runs, but it was too much. that Buccaneers defense just killed the Chiefs, and it didn't look like there were really any adjustments made by the Chiefs to alleviate any problems from that defense.
Exactly. And, I mean, once you almost kind of agree to that their running game might need a little bit of work in the offseason.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Yep.
It's the same. I mean, they essentially had the same problem Buffalo has, I think.
Honestly, if I'm the Chiefs, I get on the phone and I call a couple teams. I call Cleveland to see if Kareem Hunt is available. I call Dallas to see if Tony Pollard is available. I call the Giants to see if Wayne Gallman is available. But I'm not rocking with Clyde Edwards-Helaire as my number one back. That's just... that's done.
They could probably even free up Devontae Freeman, right? Once Saquon, unless did they sign him to more than...
no, he's not even on the team anymore, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, but I go to the Rams and see if Darrell Henderson is available. I go to the Lions and see if Kerryon Johnson's available. There are a bunch of players that I put out feelers for, and I don't understand why the Chiefs were so excited about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I know J.K. Dobbins didn't play the way that I thought he would, but I thought Clyde Edwards-Helaire wasn't going to be that good right from the rip. I thought I was wrong early on, but after like the third game, it really did not get any better for him.
No. They could probably even go and see if, like Latavius Murray, he's decent.
Oh, you know what? I'd go to the Colts because they've got Jonathan Taylor, Nyheim Hines, and Marlon Mack. One of them's got to be available.
They don't need all of them.
Right? One of those two have to be available.
The only thing, though, is Marlon Mack tends to get hurt a lot.
Right. Anyways, so... yeah, the whole flow of the game was Pat Mahomes running for nearly 500 yards behind the line of scrimmage to avoid being sacked.
Crazy.
Absolutely
crazy.
Documented
worst game of his career so far, right?
Yeah, it's the first time he's ever lost in the NFL by double digits.
That in itself is insane.
Yep.
Considering this is like he's already played for, this is his third year already?
Yeah, this is his fourth season in the league, his third as a starter.
Yeah. Crazy.
All right. Really, we don't have much more to talk about. Do you have anything more you want to say about the Super Bowl before we just wrap it up?
Worst one I've seen, and I have to go back a ways, probably towards Peyton Manning losing to Seattle. Was it that bad of a Super Bowl?
Yeah. You just have to go back like 2 years, and you've got the Patriots-Rams Super Bowl was also really bad.
It was bad. I mean, the thing though was it was kind of kept you engaged though because it was close. It was bad though, but I thought this would have been at least a little bit more of a high-scoring affair. And every year we get to the Super Bowl, I want to see a good game. I don't want to see a blowout. I don't want to see a flat game. And this was
a blowout.
Probably by far the most disappointing game I've seen in a long time. So, or not even a long time, but
Yeah, I completely understand.
And I haven't put money on it, but I want a closer game.
Yeah, yep. Absolutely. All right. So that's it. Really, that's all we've got for tonight. Let me just leave us with This Week in Sports History. As always, got my information from onthisday.com. On February 14th, 1966, Wilt Chamberlain breaks the NBA career scoring record at 20,884 points.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, BB. BB, any final words?
Daytona 500.
Oh my
Sunday.
God. All right, you have fun with that. All right.
Absolutely.
Make sure you check us out on Twitter. We are at Dan D'Antoni. On Facebook, we are Dan D'Antoni Sports. If you want to send us an email, do so at dandantonisports@gmail.com. So for Dan and Dan, have a good night.